Mayad nga agahon. Coming to you from here in Denwood, Barangay Balabag in Boracay Island in the Philippines. Dazel and I made it back here to Boracay, I would say around 5 p.m. Around 5 p.m. yesterday. Long day for us yesterday because after the live stream yesterday morning from Bye Bye Beach, I did the live stream from Bye Bye Beach. Um, Woke up Dazzle, and then we went to SM Rojas. Uh, Dazzle did some shopping at SM Rojas. I went to the Rib Shack for lunch, man. I had a great lunch. I filmed that lunch, so that's gonna be a good video. Hey everyone, Sam Gloves, all right. Hi Gino, love from Boston. How's it going? Boston, people in Boston. Thank you so much, Charlie Letts, for joining the live stream. Doing good, getting my day started. I got my morning cup of coffee here, hot coffee here. It's my 3-in-1 Copico Blanca. It's the coffee that I drink here in the Philippines. I have a few people now drinking this coffee because they see that that's what I drink. The weather, man, it's cool here this morning. So might have rained last night. I was looking at the Pag-asa website this morning, and there is no weather activity inside the Philippine area of responsibility, but there is one outside the PAR. I guess it's close enough to the Philippine area of responsibility. It's 2,425 kilometers east, north, extreme northern Luzon. That always gets hit by a lot of weather events. Northern Luzon, that Batanes area, Babuyan Islands, Cagayan area, the northern tip of Luzon. That always gets hit with a lot of weather activity. And then this time of the year, it's already habagat, so we get like the habagat winds. But yesterday afternoon, when we came back here to Boracay yesterday afternoon, it was sunny. I mean, it was hot and sunny when we got back to Boracay. About 5 p.m. I think is when we finally got back here to the Airbnb. But like I was saying, I did the live stream at Bye Bye Beach yesterday morning in Rojas City. That was the morning after the night that we had at the Canadian Beavers first year anniversary. Great event. So happy for Michael and Kat. Such as a success. It was just so many people. I mean, I knew they did really good as far as business wise, but like it was just a very happy, joyful vibe. Everybody was just happy with the party. Met a lot of cool people at the party, and then just a good event. I'm glad Dazzle and I went to the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary of the Canadian Beaver. And then, after the live stream, we went to SM Rojas. Dazzle wanted to do some shopping. So while she was shopping, I went to the Rib Shack. That's like one of my favorite places to eat here in the Philippines because the Rib Shack, they're a franchise like rib place, but not only ribs, but they also have like barbecue chicken. They actually had seafood. I was surprised. I didn't know. I don't remember them having seafood before, but they have blue marlin on the menu. They have another type of fish, but it's a good almost like fast food restaurant, but all their food is like freshly cooked. It's nice where behind the counter of the Rib Shack, you can see the kitchen. It's an open kitchen, so you see them preparing your food. You see they're wearing hats, hairnet, gloves. So I guess they're really particular and face masks, or they're really particular about hygiene, which is always a good thing here in the Philippines. You don't see that often here in the Philippines as far as fast food or even like street food. Definitely not street food. You know, it's like, so it's always good when you see that. It's always good when you see that here in the Philippines, that they're concerned about hygiene and they're showing you cleanliness and all that. But it's really, I really love eating there. My favorite thing to eat there at the Rib Shack is they have this spicy Korean barbecue chicken, like a breast of chicken. They slice up the breast of chicken. You get a side of kimchi, unlimited rice. I think they promote that on their menu. It's like free unlimited rice. So whether you like it or not, you pay if you just want one scoop of rice, but it's unlimited, free unlimited, and which is a good deal, you know. Oh, Daniel just messaged me on my messenger. That my good friend from Jacksonville, Florida. So it's got kimchi on it, and it even has like a spicy barbecue sauce. For me, it just hits because it's so reasonable. I want to say I forgot how much it is, but it's less than $3 for lunch. You know, it's like $3 for lunch. I mean, it's a good lunch, and like I said, if you like rice, it's like free unlimited rice. But good food. I always like. I found out about the Rib Shack in Iloilo City. They had a branch in Iloilo City, but now they opened the one in Rojas City. So that's the first time I've eaten at the Rib Shack at Rojas City, which was a nice surprise when I saw it. And also they're opening one in Calibo, where we live, like 15 minutes away from our house in Numancia, Aklan. They're gonna open a Rib Shack soon at the Grand Gaisano Mall. So we're looking forward for that. One thing I warn you though about the Rib Shack, I have never gone to a Rib Shack where there's not a long line. You know, it was good that I got there before 11. Before 11, it was like, I think I got there at 10:50, and you know, I have a PWD card, so that kind of does. There's a separate line for senior and PWD, person with disability. So at least that gets me a headline, but it's always packed. Always line out the door, always packed inside the Rib Shack restaurant. Definitely try it if you see a Rib Shack here in the Philippines when you go to the malls, because Ruben, my friend right now, Ruben that lives in Calibo, he flew to Dumaguete and he saw a Rib Shack in Dumaguete. So he said, oh, Gino, I finally got to try the Rib Shack, because he was looking at the Rib Shack in Calibo soon to open, but he was happy that he ate at the Rib Shack. But I'm doing good, Charlie. This morning, actually, about 3 a.m., the power went out in the Airbnb. Our AC went out. So it kind of woke me up when the AC turns off. It woke me up, but I slept early last night, so it's not a big deal. I think I was in bed by 7:30, because long day for me. I usually don't have a long day like that. I usually take a nap in the afternoon, but yesterday I did the live stream from Bye Bye Beach, shopping at SM Rojas, drove to our house. It's about a 2-hour drive for me from Rojas City to our house, dropped off the car, and then Dazel and I just got our backpacks, and then we rode the public transportation back to Caticlan to come here to Barakai, because we didn't want to bring our car, because if we brought our car today, I think, what's the date today? Today's the 23rd. We're here about a week. We're here till next Monday, June 30. So that would have been 7 days in the parking in Caticlan. So that would have cost me, you know, like 1,700 just for parking, because 250 pesos to park your car in Caticlan, the secured facility with CCTV and security guards. So that's usually where I keep my car when we go to Boracay. But usually we go to Boracay for 3 or 4 days at the most. Here, you know, this week we're gonna be here for another week to finish off our 30-day vacation at this Airbnb here in Denwood. So decided to ride the public transportation. So that's tiring because when you're riding with the public transportation on the van, the one we got is air-conditioned van at least, but you know they stop and go for passengers along the way. So that kind of, and it was in the afternoon. It was like I think about 2 p.m. So I was just tired, you know, from the night before, from the morning live stream, from traveling. So I was in the van. I was like half awake, half asleep. You know, I was like, by the time we got to Barakai about 5:30, we ate at the City Mall Barakai. I had some chowking, and then Dazel, she got takeout food from SM Raw, so she was eating that. So by the time we got to the Airbnb, it was like 7. I was out. You know, I was already like, I hit the bed and I was like tired. So at least I got a good night's rest. I can hear it's raining now. That's why it's cool. That's why I can feel the cool air in here. Because of the rain. I can see here raindrops now here. Because it's Habagat season. That's the thing during Habagat. Even in Roa City was the same way. Like when on the anniversary, the 1-year anniversary, the Canadian Beaver, around 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. that 1 hour, it was a downpour. I mean, it was solid rain for 1 hour. I know Mike, I know he was kind of worried. Michael was kind of worried about the weather ruining the celebration. But at 5, it cleared. The rain stopped at 5, no more rain. And I even talked to him when I got there. He says, well, at least it's cooler, because I told him, at least it's cooler because it was hot. It was just hot during the day. And, you know, that's how it is. It's like hot during the day, and then late in the afternoon, about 4 or 5, it'll like downpour and then stop. You know, so the rain would stop. But a great celebration. Turned out, I mean, that was like awesome time. Dazel and I, we really had a great time. I remember you, Sam. You're the glove man. You're the glove man. Hey, Michael C. Good morning, bro. I got my Copico. All right, you got your Copico, man. We're getting some rain here. Copico Blanca. Man. We're getting some rain here too. I can hear, but it would not surprise me if it rains this morning, and then by like 9 a.m. it'll start warming up here. Because yesterday on the way in, it was like hot. I mean, we rode the multi-cab. We didn't do the private. We just rode on the multi-cab like regular with other passengers. But we got lucky because Dazzle like got the front seat, the 2 front seat right beside the driver. So I actually was able to film the trip from Cagban Port to City Mall Barakai. Yeah, no, that's the thing. You know, it's like, that's what I say too, man. When it rains now, you know, it's like, because it gets so hot during the day. When it rains, it's a nice welcome, you know. And it's even this morning when I opened the door here and got out here in the balcony here, because this balcony is kind of nice because it's enclosed. So if it rains hard, I don't get wet. But it's like there's windows on it. It's kind of cool how Rosalie made this balcony here. But when I come out here, it was like, man, it's kind of cool out here. It's not warm at all. Usually, even at 5 a.m., it's warm. You know, it's warm in this area. But you know, nice and cool. I can hear raindrops on the metal roof. I like that anyway. I like hearing that raindrops on the metal roof. JB Manala, good morning, my friend. Dazzle still asleep. Of course, and I know she's going to be sleeping good today because it was a long day for us yesterday. And then she doesn't sleep early like I do. Like at 7, I was like out. And I knew Dazzle stays up late. She was still watching on the laptop. We have a little dining table. So, you know, I would wake up a little bit and I'd see, and she was still watching. And we're supposed, a message, a couple that's here from Redlands. They initially called me during the Canadian Beaver celebration, and I talked to them on the phone. They're staying at the New Coast Barakai, so I messaged them early this morning. just to say hello, and then we're back in Barakai. Yeah, Daniel just messaged me. I'm sure Daniel will be on the live stream here. That's cool. That's cool. Edgar, hey Edgar. Good morning. Good morning, Edgar. So you made it back to Barakai Studio. Time for more sand. Of course, of course. I mean, we rented the Airbnb for like a month, so it's like it would be. We were gonna do the 30 days. No matter what, we were gonna do the 30 days, and more now. We know we're gonna do this more. What we'll try to do is like after we leave the Airbnb this time, 6 months from now, we're gonna do Boracay again for a month. I think we'll just keep doing that because Boracay, I know, just does Dazzle and I good. You know, it's kind of like our happy place on earth. You know, it's like when we're in Boracay, it's just fun for us. You know, now we found that they have a pickleball court at City Mall Boracay, and we love the pickleball. You know, we're really enjoying that. So that's another activity that we'll do here in Boracay. But when we get back to Calibo, when we're back to Numancia, to our house, one of the things we wanted to do, because we had bought that new oven, that new electric oven, we're gonna sign up for like baking classes together. We just, Dazzle and I, we just like doing stuff together. It's always been like that for Dazzle and I. Now we have Leanna, we have Mom in the house, so there's, but we always try to do, our time. We don't forget that the priority is always our relationship, Dazzle's and I relationship, even with YouTube. That's why I always try to shield Dazzle from YouTube, because she's more important. YouTube is just a hobby for me, fun for me to help people, things like that. But I know the priority. I'm not one of those that gets so focused on YouTube that forget what's important. Dazzle's always number one for me. Yo, Tim C, my brother, in a message, you brother. I answered some of your message this morning because I had gotten up early. I'm actually trying to catch up, because between the party and then yesterday traveling, I'm behind on like messages from people on Messenger and my email. I'm behind. I'm even WhatsApp. I got like a few I gotta get back to. So, but I'll catch up this morning after this live stream. I'm gonna catch up on my messages. Good morning, bro. All right, man. I'll message you, man. I'll message you about the education here in the province and all that, college education. So hopefully my insight will help you, because I went to college, man. I went to college here for 4 years. I really was able to observe that, like the college life here for people in Aklan, people from Antique. They went to school in Calibo. So I was exposed to like a lot of the college environment, the dynamics of like people going to college here. So I discussed that with Tim, on my message, because here in the province of Aklan, because of Boracay Island, because of course Boracay Island is like one of probably the top tourism destination in the Philippines, especially now with all the development that's going on here, all the 5-star hotels here. I cannot think of a place in the Philippines that's got that better structure, where you have a beach and like a lot of hotels. Kind of like I compare it always to like Waikiki in Honolulu. I can't think of a place in the Philippines that's similar to Boracay. People mention Palawan, but they don't have the infrastructure that Boracay has. When you come to Boracay, just the Henan Hotel, that's like a top hotel here in the Philippines. They got at least half a dozen on Front Beach hotels, like the Henan Lagoon, Henan Regency, Henan Palm, Henan everything. So many buildings, so many hotels, swimming pools of Henan. And then the Discovery Shores is another resort that's got so big swimming pool. The Mandarin Bay, a 5-star hotel in so they have the infrastructure here already for the big hotels here in the Philippines. I mean, hotels with like 400, 500 rooms. That's how big the hotels are in Boracay. That's why here in our province of Aklan, in Calibo is kind of like the province of Aklan and the province of Antique. Calibo is kind of like the university belt. Everybody from Aklan, the whole province of Aklan, and majority of at least half of the province of Antique. Because I had classmates, we had people in our college when Dazel and I went to college at STI College Calibo. They go to Calibo for college. I mean, Calibo, for a little town that it is, Calibo, maybe 100,000 people in Calibo, but during the school year, it goes up. It goes up more than 100,000 because of all the college students that go to school in Calibo. Dormitories. I mean, lots of dormitories. When I talk about dormitories, it's not like dormitories in the States where you're thinking the dormitory is going to be like maybe one, maybe two people in a room on their own bathroom. Here, man, the dormitories in Calibo for the college students, they'll put 6 to 8 people in one room, no bathroom. And there's going to be like one community bathroom to use for like a whole boarding house of like 20 to 24 people. I mean, they just pack as many kids in there, as many college students there. Dazel, she lived in a boarding house, and Dazel's boarding house, it was probably just maybe a 4-bedroom house originally, and they had like at least 20 people in there, 20 kids in there, and if I remember correctly, only had one bathroom. But that's how it is, because they know that the students, the college kids, they're on a tight budget. It's like a lot of their parents are like fishermen. A lot of their parents are like farmers. They send them to college, for a better life, better opportunity in Calibo, and they're on a tight budget. I mean, the boarding house in Calibo, the students, most of them can only afford maybe, and even now I'm sure they can afford a lot. Like during Dazel's time, this was 2012 to 2016. Her boarding house fee was like 1,000 pesos a month. $18 a month is how much she paid the boarding house. But that boarding house, like I said, there was like in Dazel's tiny room, there's 4 girls, bunk beds in that one tiny room, and on the whole complex of like maybe 20 people or more, they had one bathroom. Imagine that, going to school and you got one bathroom for like 20 people. But hey, you do what you do in the Philippines. You do what you do in the Philippines in order to attend college, and it was a big deal still for province kids, for people here in Aklan Province, in Antique Province, to attend college. Because if you don't attend college here in the Philippines, your opportunities in life here in the Philippines is significantly diminished, if you don't attend college. Because you will be surprised here in the Philippines. McDonald's, Jollibee will require you to have some college, or even if you want to level up at Jollibee or McDonald's here, you have to have a college degree if you even want to make it up to supervisor. And the same thing here in Boracay. A lot of these hotels in Boracay, they want college students or college graduates. So, it's a leg up if you can finish college. That's why it's so important here. And of course, because Aklan, because of Boracay, the 2 courses that a lot of kids here take is tourism is one. It's a college course, 4-year degree in tourism, and the other one is hotel and restaurant management. That's the 2 courses that a lot of kids here in Aklan take, because they know when they graduate, they can at least apply at the hotels here, restaurants, things like that in Boracay. But even with that degree, man, if you work here in Boracay, these hotels, they're not paying you big money. It's not like you got a 4-year degree in tourism and hotel and restaurant management. All it really does is get you in the door of these big hotels here, 5-star hotels. You'll be surprised of the amount of the money that these hotels pay these kids out of college. But it is what it is. It's like it's still work. It's like I tell Dazel all the time. We helped Dazel's brother Miko graduate with a tourism degree at Aklan State University, and we're happy to be able to do that. And we're happy that he has a job. You know, it's like that's a bonus here in the Philippines to have a job. So he's got a job at the Mandarin Bay, a 5-star hotel. He's one of the concierge at the Mandarin Bay Barakai. So we're happy that he has a job, but you know, the pay is not what you would expect. You would expect a lot more pay, but it's a job. It's a job for him. At least he can support himself. At least he can support himself. Good morning, Lucita, my friend in the Maine. All right. Good morning, Jim. We're back. Oh, okay, from the Coast Guard, thing. Our 3-day weekend in Boston. All right, in Boston. My friend Leo. Leo, what's up, my brother? We had a great time with my daughter. Oh, of course. I'm sure you're so proud that your daughter is in the Coast Guard. That is so awesome. And Grant, I'm playing catch up with your live stream from Grant. Yeah. I filmed a little bit of it's hard to film at the celebration because of the music. Even that one bit when I live stream at the, even that, at least it didn't get copyrighted. We are always, YouTubers were always afraid of, like, it's called a copyright strike. You don't want to get a lot of copyright strike because next thing you know, they'll take down your channel. But I did get a notice from, because when I filmed the live stream, the band was playing. Usually when the band is playing, it's okay to record them because it's not the original. But what happens is on those live streams, YouTube, we don't make any money. Like if you watch a commercial on those live streams, the money doesn't come to us. It goes to the people that had the songs, like the Bon Jovi song. The band was playing Bon Jovi song, so the royalties, I guess, goes to those people, which is okay. It's not a big deal. I just wanted to share the live stream. That's the main thing. I wasn't concerned about, making money from the live stream. Just some of the rules, and I understand because even the live band, they were playing music by Bon Jovi, by Madonna, by different artists. They deserve to get that earnings. I hear you talking about the Rib Shack when I signed on. Never been. Is that American? It's a Filipino franchise, Tim. But I think you will like it. I think because it's similar taste. Like my favorite, they had that spicy Korean, because it comes with kimchi, barbecue, even their barbecue sauce. They just give you a little bit of it. But man, it's like really tangy, really strong barbecue taste. Not as good as my Sweet Baby Ray's, but it's a little bit more bite to it. Their barbecue sauce, and it's a breast. Like a breast of chicken that they grill. They grill it on, and you see the grill where they cook it and they chop it. So, and they serve it with rice. But man, for like $3, it's like an awesome meal. And they also have like blue marlin fish. I can't remember the other. I want to say tuna. But they get, and then of course they have pork. But. It's good. I mean, it's always packed in there. Like I said, they're gonna open one in Calibo, and I know that place is gonna be they're gonna make a lot of money. It's gonna be massive in Calibo when they open that at the Gran Gaisano, because they advertise also. Tim, they go free unlimited rice. You know how in Mang Inasal, when you eat at Mang Inasal, it's either one rice or unlimited rice, but unlimited rice costs you extra. They give you that green plate. Over at the Rib Shack, everybody gets unlimited rice, so it doesn't matter if you pay the same. Like I didn't even finish like my rice. I'm not a big rice eater. That one little scoop of rice, I didn't even finish it. But I pay the same as somebody eating 4 or 5 cups of rice. I'm sure it's a catch for a Filipino. I'm sure it's like their the way they grab people's attention. Ooh, free unlimited rice. Rice is life in the Philippines. You say unlimited rice to a Filipino, they're gonna be shoving you to get in there, man. I'm like, I gotta get me my free rice. But it's a Philippine franchise, but it's delicious. I recommend it. The people I've told them to go to the Rib Shack and they've eaten it, they haven't been disappointed because of the price too. I mean, for less than $3 for lunch or dinner, what can if it's not good, hey, it's $3. It's not like you lost a lot of money. Nadja, what time is it for you? It is now 5:32 a.m. Oh, I gotta start putting on this light Dazzle because the light here on the Airbnb, I think they're on automatic lights, so they're probably gonna cut off here. But Dazzle bought me this light for Father's Day, so I'm gonna put it on that way when the light cuts on here. You guys can still see me. I'm not gonna go dark on you. Hello, hey, there you go. my good friend Daniel from Jacksonville, Florida. Hey, what's up, my brother? Dazzle and I are back in Barakai, and we're gonna hit that Vegas-style buffet, man, at the Mandarin Bay. We were actually watching the video. There's a video on YouTube about the Mandarin Bay. A short video. They didn't really. I'm hoping I can film it. I'll try to be sneaky with my phone camera and try to film the buffet, but. I did see the prime rib. They were like slicing the prime rib, and that's was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like that, babe, because she was saying, how prime rib is when you cut. There's juices, kind of looks a little more, like the little bit of blood. But I'm thinking if they cut it, I'm thinking they can probably grill it some, that way it won't scare Dazzle too much. But me, I've eaten prime rib before, medium rare, I don't know if I can eat it rare or anything like that, but we're excited. We saw they got a lot of seafood, they got like a shrimp, crab, mussels. It's gonna be a nice buffet for sure. We're gonna hit that this week. We're really looking forward to that, Daniel. Do you have to worry about them stealing your catalytic converter for your car? Or that just American? I think that's just an American thing because I have not even heard of that term, the catalytic converter here in the Philippines, Edgar. Honestly, I've never heard of it. And maybe because we live in Aklan Province, we don't really have a lot of crime in Aklan Province as far as like theft, as far as like carjacking or stealing your car. Because for one thing, this is Panay Island. You're stuck on an island. If you steal a car here, where are you gonna take it? It's like it'll be hard to like sell it to anybody because they're very strict on like registration, the LTO registration. You will have issues. You will have issues if you try to steal a vehicle here, trying to get rid of it, because you would have to I guess you can repaint it, I guess, but it's just not a big thing. Stealing cars or I've heard of catalytic converter before when I was in the US, but I have not heard that term here in the Philippines. Maybe because the newer cars, do the newer cars have a catalytic converter? I have a 2019 Toyota Wigo, so I don't know if that car has a catalytic converter, but I never worry about my car getting stolen because like I said, Palan Island's not that big. If you steal a car here, it's like they can probably like hunt you down and chase you down, and then you would have a hard time selling it anyway, if it's stolen. Rose wants to know where you got the coffee cup. Oh, okay, all right. This coffee cup right there, Dazzle designed this cup. It says Coffee with Gino, Dazel TV. I've only had 2 of this cup made because I promised my friend Gray. It was a gift to Gray, my good friend Gray. He has the other cup and I have the other cup. But I'm gonna come up with another cup. HD, actually, he designed a design for the Dazel TV logo. He designed a Dazel TV logo, so I'll put that in a cup. I'll get it made here in Barakai. I actually had this cup made in Barakai. I'll get another cup made. But I'm not going to sell it because it's really not going to be profitable to sell the cups. But I want to give it to when subscribers meet me, the good people that meet me, I want to make sure I hand them something. So don't worry, Michael. I'll get you a cup. I'll get you and Rose a cup. because I know you're gonna be here soon. I know you're gonna be here soon, so it'll still give me time to get the cup made. You know, our subscribers do so much for us that, you know, it's a little thing that I could do for them. You know, it's like if you meet me here, in the Philippines, if we do a meetup, I'll make sure you get a cup. No charge, no charge, no charge on the cup. A gift from Dazel TV. Hey, Mustang. Good morning, Gino. Just want to let you know, 34 degrees. All right. Right now, but the heat, oh man, man, you're almost like Balete hot, man. That's almost like, are you in Balete or are you in Canada? Yeah, I guess, I think you're getting, like a flashback of your time in Balete, me old mucka. Mustang there, he's my good friend in Canada, and he's originally from Britain, so he's like teaching me this terminology. Like he taught me about that. We call each other mate. You know, I learned the mate, you know, and then we're good old mucka is what we call each other. JB Manalang, LOL Edgar, LOL Edgar. Yeah, I'm not sure about the catalytic converter. I haven't really heard about catalytic converter here in the Philippines. It says if it's a thing even here, for them to steal or anything. Like I said, Aklan Province, we're like a very low crime area. I mean, you hardly hear crime. The most crime you hear in Aklan Province is you hear crime about people get drunk and disorderly. That's common. And then once in a while they make a big deal here, a big production here. If they caught somebody with marijuana, or if shabu is another drug here. I guess it's similar to shabu. I guess it's crystal meth. I guess it's similar to crystal meth. But if you ever get caught with drugs here in Aklan Province, man, they make a big production of it. You're gonna be posted on Facebook. They're gonna handcuff you. They're gonna show like the items that they catch. I mean, it could be a small packet of marijuana. They'll put it there. The people surround you. They'll make a bill. They'll call the local press. I mean, you do not want to get caught with drugs here in Aklan Province, and I'm sure in the entire Philippines, period, because they make a spectacle of it. You know, everybody's gonna know if you get busted here for any type of drugs. Hey, Mom Janet. Hey, hello, Mom Janet. Good morning. JP. All right, JP. Gino, do you follow any other veteran YouTubers that are Philippines focused? I know I subscribed to a couple before, but I've had so many subscriptions that I haven't really been able to, you know, they pop up once in a while. I know there's, of course, you know, I know he's kind of controversial. I know, you know, but I've followed Sunshine Shoulders. He's military. He was in the military. He's a veteran. But I know he's controversial. You know, but I take in some of the good information he gives out. But on my feeds, there's just feeds that from different bloggers. You know, there's another guy that he rents like really budget. I know he's a veteran. He rents really budget accommodations, like rentals here in the Philippines. But there's so many on my you know, because I try to subscribe to other vloggers in the Philippines just so I can see what other people are doing, because I don't want to like just copy, or I don't want to like say the same information. But what I've learned is like, for me, YouTube has gotten easier. I just try to like show Dazzle in my life, like day-to-day life. I'm more focused on those type of videos now, because it's less research for me, less work for me, because some of those videos where I have to like pass information, I gotta really study it, I gotta really research it, understand it, and articulate it, because you know, I get hammered when you get information like that. Oh, you're wrong. You know, that's not right, or you're talking nonsense. You know, so you know that sometimes that just gets like, like I try to avoid negativity, it's like, so I try to make positive videos and then just do our day-to-day life. For me, it's easy. Like the videos I make, the light came out, so my light came in handy. I knew it's about to come out because it's coming to light. It's just easier for me. I don't have to explain anything. People can see on the video if I'm going to the market, I'm going to the beach, if I'm going to the mall. There's not much to explain. Not much to that they can like. Best regards. All right, best regards. But I always help out my veterans. Of course, I'm always partial to helping veterans. When they come here to the Philippines, it's like they're my brothers in arms. So I always when I meet veterans here in the Philippines, I'm always like happy to meet them. Having such a thank you Mustang. Yeah, we're having an amazing time. We are exhausted watching your fantastic. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying our adventures. Great content as always. Mio maka. We love hearing and see. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. That's the kind of thing, man. That's why I keep YouTube going. That's why it motivates me to keep on doing, because people like David and Emily and there's so many good people, Mom Janet, HD, JP. That's what keeps me going. I mean, our channel is small. We don't got like a large following, but one thing about our followers, our subscribers, you guys are loyal and you guys like enjoy our videos, and that we'll keep doing it. I'll keep doing all these videos because it's fun for me. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying all the people I'm meeting. Like this week, I'm gonna meet Ems, I think, is from Redlands, California. They're staying at the New Coast, so I reached out this morning. We're gonna meet up. Michael and Rose from Terce de Martires, they're gonna be here, I think June 26th, so we're gonna see them. My friend Ray and Kat, Dazel just told me they invited us out to dinner. They're gonna cook us dinner at their house this week. So to me, that's the prize for me, is the good people that we meet and the good people in our lives. It's like I try to surround myself with good people, with good vibes, because that's what makes me happy, makes Dazel happy. It's like we enjoy it. We enjoy doing it. Please hit the like or your screen. Oh, thank you, Mom Janet. Thank you, Mom Janet. JB, hey, JB Manalik. Have you thought about updating your YouTube name to include your name? Or one of the YouTubers gave your channel a shout out, but he couldn't remember. I know. I guess Gino, I know what you meant. Actually, Dazel has told me that we should change to Ginno TV, So I might, we might add like Daz. We don't want to make it long, and we don't want to confuse people, because people has gotten used to Dazel's name. But we'll think about that. We'll think about that, JB. As long as they remember Dazel's name, that's good. It's like salute. Hey, JB. All right. Hey, OB, my good friend Olsen from Columbia, South Carolina. You're still in? Oh yeah, that's right. You're still in New York, camping on your camper, man. I'm jealous, Olsen. Oh, also you're doing some do-it-yourself work for the relatives. And man, that's, for family. That's how it is, man. When you got that skill, man, when you got that do-it-yourself skill, when you're handy with your hands, when you visit family, they're gonna hit you up for some work, man, because they know you can do things. Happy Sunday, all. Happy Sunday, all. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday, wherever. It's Monday here in the Philippines. We're ahead, but hope everyone is having a good Sunday. Hope everyone is having a blessed Sunday today. The dorm life sounds alike. I know, right? That's what Where our barracks, for me anyway, Daniel, the only really time I spent the big barracks were basic training. For like the 2 months of basic training, I was in a bay. It's like they call it a bay. Like our squad, our flight. It's called flight in the Air Force. Two bays of like 22 people in each bay. So 44 total for our flight, and you're like bunk beds, like 22 bunk beds, and your locker. That's how the Air Force at Aklan Air Force Base. That's how it was set up. But once we graduate, basic training, when we go to our assignment, or most people go to technical school. I didn't go to technical school. I was what's called direct duty assignment. After basic training, I went straight to my base, George Air Force Base in Victorville, California at the time. And when I landed at my base, this was 2004, April 2004. 1984, I'm sorry, 1984. 2004 is when I retired. 1984, my barracks, there was in one room, two people in each room, and then we did have bunk beds. I do remember, and the building it was funny because my first barracks in the military, my first dormitory in the military, our building was so old at George Air Force. They were building new dorms, but we were still in the old building. They actually had a sign outside our building that said they were scheduled for demolition. So because it was made of wood, it was like an old building, but it had character. The building had character, but it was two in a room, and then we had 4 rooms shared one bathroom, and the bathroom had 2 toilets and 1 shower, and then 2 sinks. So you got 8 people sharing one bathroom. That was the first dorms that I lived in when I lived in the Air Force. Then after that, when they built the new dorms, those were nice. Once the hospital dorms got built, those were nice. It was like 2 in a room. They would put 2 people in a room with your own private bathroom. You didn't have the shared bathroom. And then once you move up in rank, at the time, once you became a sergeant, a buck sergeant, you get your own room. Just memories of dorm life, man. Memories of dorm life in the military. Yes, Gino. So thank you, Mom Janet. Happy Sunday, Janet. Although Monday now, yeah, we're the same, JB. We're the same. We're like we're ahead of them in the West. Here in the East, we're like we're Monday already. Happy Monday. One of my friends there, Sydney, got married and moved from Chicago. Oh, cool. Thanks. All right. Respect, of course. People that serve, man, we all have respect for each other, of course. Yes. Anyone who serves deserves respect. Because, it's a sacrifice to serve others. Not many, the people that never experience it don't I think, have a less understanding of it. Yes, JP. Yes, everybody, everybody deserves respect, like I said, but veterans, it's an extra, law enforcement, medical people, first responders, there's firefighters, there's sacrifice when you serve, a lot of times you put your life on the line, and there's a lot of jobs in the civilian world where they don't get to experience that, where you sacrifice for others. Well said, JP. Well said, JP. Thank you for your service. All right. Appreciate that, JB Manalang. You did a good job. All right. Thank you, JB. 20 years, Chicago Police. And survive. I know, right? To survive, to survive anything 20 years of service, any 20 years of service, man. you had to go through a lot. You had to go through a lot. I always tell that to people. You know, it's like I think that's why when I see fellow retired military people here in the Philippines, when I hang out with them, we just have that look. You know, like we look. It's like a shared respect because you know, man, when you do 20 years in the military, it ain't no cakewalk. You know, we might be called the chair force in the Air Force. That's the nickname they give us, chair force, because we do a lot of sitting in a chair behind a computer desk. But you still have a lot, you know, there's still a lot of times where a lot of sacrifice in the military. Good morning, Mr. Weatherman. All right, man. I like that. I like it. Thank you, Vegas. Well, hey, and hope the babies, everything with the babies going well. Hope you're getting a little bit of sleep, man. Hope you're getting a little bit of sleep because, man, you know, that's one thing when you have a baby. It's like sleeping is a challenge. Thank you for. Oh, you're welcome, man. And I love doing that. You know, for the Canadian Beaver, man, because I knew many people wanted to see that, and I wasn't the only one doing the live stream, but it's good to like to see different perspective. I mean, it was packed in there. It was just like a lot of people there. It was like I know I saw the bartenders and the waitresses. Man, they were hustling. They were like back and forth. The guy on the grill grilling like squid. Making him. I mean, you could see the noise in the kitchen. It was just like. It was a great event. You know, I'm glad Dazel and I went. You know, it's like we weren't gonna miss that anyway. We weren't gonna miss that event. We wanted to support Michael and Kat. And Dazel and I, we had a great time anyway because Lara pretty much hanged out with us the whole night. I mean, she wore us out, man. Dazel and I, by the time 11 p.m. I mean, Lara's like, she got like energy for days. I mean, I'm old now, you know, I'm gonna be 59. So, but man, she's running around. She's like, there's another restaurant next door, and there's this kind of like, she has to jump up there, like climb up there, jump down. I mean, she's running on the beach. We're like chasing her on the beach because we don't want her to get lost. You know, we don't want anything to happen to Lara. She's like running around everywhere, hiding underneath our table. But her and Dazel, they just got a connection every time they see each other. Lara always like attaches to Dazel. Actually, some of the people there were approaching Dazel and also Kat because they thought Dazel and Kat were sisters or some relatives at least. You know, they were saying because you know, they can tell that they're close, and then you know. Kat would take Lara to like other people to like introduce Lara, you know, take pictures with them, and she'll run back to Dazzle, you know. So we pretty much watched her the whole night. We didn't mind. I mean, it was fun for us, but she kept us going. And Lara, you know, she's like, man, I was like, Dazzle and I would like take turns because I would film and I say that, babe, watch for Lara, make sure she's okay. And then I would film and I'd come back and Dazzle's like, man, I need a break, baby. You watch Lara. So we were taking turns watching her. It was fun. It was fun for us. It's always good to see her. She cracks us up. She's so cool. Good morning, Gino. John, hey, balik pa yung guy. Good morning, my friend. Nice to see you back in Denwood. Hello, everyone. Hello. Yeah, it's nice for us to be back in Denwood too. You know, this is gonna be our today's the 20. I'm gonna make sure what day it is. 23rd. Man, I thought it was the 22nd today. 23rd. So we're here for another week until June 30, and then our 1 month in this Airbnb will be done. It's been a great vacation, and we still got a week. We're gonna enjoy this. Probably play a couple more pickleball at City Mall, Barakai. Catch a movie. We didn't get a chance to see the ballerina movie. They changed movies, but now I think it's 28 years later. It's in the movie, and Dazzle wants to watch. And I don't mind. I really don't mind what movie it is. I just want to sit in a movie theater because City Mall Barakai is the only movie theater here in Aklan Province. We don't have a movie theater in Kalibo. The only chance we can watch a movie would be here, or when we go to Iloilo, or when we go to Rojas City. They have theaters there. But in Aklan Province, on the mainland, there's no movie theater. So this is the only chance we can, and we only watch like maybe two at the most, two movies a year. But it's good to watch a movie. It's just nice to like sit in a movie theater, big screen, and they unfortunately they don't have a popcorn. But I saw yesterday downstairs at City Mall Barakai, they just opened a new popcorn place, like a flavored popcorn, all kinds of popcorn. So yeah, I'm sure they'll let us bring food on the theater because they don't have food on the theater. I guess they just don't have many people watching movies here in Boracay, because I can't blame him, because why would you be watching a movie while you're in Boracay, the beach and everything. But the movie theater, there used to be like a snack bar right beside where you buy your ticket. It's closed, so they don't have food. They don't have food for you to buy at the theater. So I'm sure they'll let us bring food in the theater. How's the baby? Everybody's asking you about the baby, man. Everybody's asking you about the baby, Vegas. Well, baby rays in the USS extreme amount of sugar. Hey, I don't use it all the time, man. I don't use it all the time. So everything in moderation, Daniel. Everything in moderation. I think I heard you singing along in the live stream. You're ready. Oh yeah. I love karaoke now. It's like we went karaoke over here at the Boracay. Yeah, you can give me a mic, man. I'll sing. It's like I'm not a good singer, but I'll sing. I'm not ashamed. I love doing karaoke. I even get on the dance floor. The other my friends, we went to summer place, and I like to dance. I'm not the best dancer, but I like having fun. I like having fun. Vegas will. I doubled my formula, so I had to do every other refrigerate. Oh, okay, all right. Wow, Jen, all right. Hey, Janet, baby is doing good. All right, baby is doing good. All right. Yep, I'm law, science, and music nerds. Janet of trades, I like that. Not jack of all trades, but Janet of trades, master of none. Hey, I'm the same way, man. Like I said, I'll dance, I'll sing. I might not be good at it, but I have fun doing it. I'm not, what do I always tell? Man, I have no shame in my game, man. It's like, it's like I just like to have a good time, And I don't even need alcohol to have a good time. You saw it during the whole celebration, Edgar. I had the one beer. I had the San Miguel Light, one beer, but I have a fun no matter what anyway. I've just got to the point of my life, I'll be 59 soon. I know that's still considered young for a lot of people, but I just want to have fun, man. It's like I consider my, like I said, I consider 59. I'm at the fourth quarter of my life, because soon I'll be 60. Hopefully I'll reach 80 or higher, but usually by 60, 70, 80, that's your fourth quarter of your life. You just want to have fun. It's like we've done enough in our life, contributed to society, to our family, help friends. It's like you just want to have fun. You just want to go out a happy person, a good person, a person that does good. It's like the people when you're gone at least will, hey man, that was a good guy. That was like he helped me out. That's the legacy I want to leave behind. Okay, give a hug, the baby a hug for me. Yes, Janet. All right. That's a like dinuguan. Mary, she doesn't eat dinuguan. Dazel has never eaten dinuguan in her life. Me, I've eaten it. They're not all created equal, dinuguan. It just depends on who makes it, I've noticed, like, I like the dinuguan that's got a stronger vinegar taste, a little bit more of that spice, that green chili. Here, in the Philippines, I've had good and bad dinuguan, but I like the more vinegary taste because it kind of removes that, I wouldn't call it like gamey taste, but it just tastes better. It just tastes better with more vinegar on it. Catalytic converter is part undercar. I think it's part of exhaust system. Fact check me, guys. Not sure on its function. Yeah, I've never really, I haven't heard it here as far as catalytic converter. I haven't heard that it's a big deal here. I mean, if it is, it's like, yeah, I would be worried about people stealing it, but I've never heard of it, so it must not be a thing here in the Philippines. I'll have to check my 2019 Toyota Wigo now if it has a catalytic converter. I doubt it. I doubt it. If it has to do something with the exhaust to make it more environmentally friendly, that's not a worry here in the Philippines. And unfortunately, man, you should see the jeepneys here in the Philippines still, and the tricycles. They're like blowing out dark smoke out on the road, Nobody is inspecting anything here. Nobody's like giving a fine for like polluting the environment here. Love taking some prime rib and stuff it in a fresh made roll or okay. Thanks for the tip there, Daniel, because I do know they got rolls. I think I've seen they got like dinner rolls kind of thing. Ooh, man, I'm gonna have to try that. Maybe dip it on that au jus sauce, man, and make it like a little sandwich. Make like a little sandwich there. Oh, okay, Nikumi Mito. Thank you very much for educating all of us. That is awesome, Nikumi. It has a rare earth mineral in it that reduces smog. They are very valuable. All right, hey, now that you said that, Nikumi, I don't think it's a big deal here in the Philippines because, like I said, they still have diesel engines here or diesel black smoke coming out of vehicles here. A lot of SUVs here are diesel still, and jeepneys. I mean, the jeepneys here are terrible. They've been talking about phasing out the jeepney, the popular, modernizing the jeepney. They've been talking that the 14 years I've been here, but it's never gonna. Here in the province, it's never gonna happen. These jeepneys here in the province, they're like antiques, man. They're built like a tank. They're built like a stretch limo almost. Like you can put 20 people in the back. Like 20, 30 people in the back. How long they are. They put people on the roof on it. And man, when they accelerate, they're just blowing like black smoke. When I get behind them, I'm like, I usually like go far, let them go far, because like all you see is black smoke coming out of these jeepneys, man. It can't be good breathing that air, man. I'm trying to like avoid it. And there's so many of them here in the province of Aklan. So if it's got something to do about reducing smog, it's not a big deal here in the province. It's not a big priority here in the Philippines. They still burn trash here in the Philippines. Here in the province, that's a common thing you'll see. It's like burning trash. It's like some say they're burning leaves to like kill the mosquito. But a lot of times when I look, when I'm passing by, on Bumblebee or something, it's not just leaves that they're burning. They're burning trash. You can just tell because if they're burning leaves, you know the kind of smoke that comes out. When they're burning trash, you smell it, and it's like, it's still common practice here in the province where it's illegal. They're supposed, the government, there's a law, here in the Philippines, one thing you'll find out if you leave here, there's a lot of laws here in the Philippines. Our politicians in the Philippines come out with so many laws. There's a law for everything here. But it's a matter of who follows the laws, or is the law going to get enforced? It's like selective enforcement. Selective enforcement is what I would call it. I can go to Calibo and there's be no parking signs everywhere, and everybody's parking anywhere. There's no guy writing a parking ticket. I've never seen a parking ticket in Calibo, so why would people follow the no parking sign? People park, their motorbikes, their tricycles, they park it on the sidewalk. People end up going like walk on the street because the sidewalk is full of motorbikes. It's one of those things. It's like you'll see that when you come here to the Philippines. It's so many rules, regulations, laws, but it's like selective enforcement, and not many people follow it. people always claim, "Oh, I did not know." That's what people say. I did not know I'm not supposed to park there. If anybody ever checks on them. 15 watching. All right, thank you, thank you. JP, genetic. You are correct. The catalytic converter converts exhaust gases so they are less toxic. Yeah. Oh yeah, man, JP. You'll see it here when you come visit. I'll show you like the jeepneys, man. I do not want to be breathing what's coming out of those jeepneys, man. Because when they accelerate, and they go stop and go, the jeepneys, because they gotta pick up passengers all the time. And when you get behind them, it's terrible, man. Because like the minute they accelerate, black smoke just comes out of those jeepneys, and I'm thinking, that cannot be good for people to be breathing that air, man. If you gotta that's gotta be toxic. It's gotta be toxic. That black smoke gotta be toxic. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. Genetic equals Janet. LOL. Jumpy. The function was a guess from undercar where it's stolen. Thanks for fact check. All right. Thanks for that. I'm in Canada. Haha. But I wish. Oh, all right. Hey, David. Yeah, actually, David, yesterday on the way back, I drove through Balete, of course, coming from Ross City. And I saw Feliciano. I actually saw James and Karen's house, too. I haven't been to their house, but I know where it's at now. On the way there, Dazel saw their house, and then on the way back, we kind of slowed down on the highway, and Dazel said, that's James and Karen's house. So, James and Karen's Adventures. Please join their YouTube channel, James and Karen's Adventures. Great people. We got to hang out again with them at the Canadian Beaver. We're gonna see them again. We're gonna see them in July because James and Karen invited us to Karen's birthday. And so we're finally gonna see their house. We're gonna finally see the house, their house. And James and I were thinking about doing some collaboration. I think JP mentioned about a fishing derby. I don't know if I haven't asked James if he's up for the fishing derby. But James told me he knows people in Antique, and I had mentioned to him before that I wanted to do more videos of Antique Province. So we'll plan a trip for sure. We'll plan a trip together to Antique and film some of Antique Province. They're great people, man. I'm just, that's our lucky because we're surrounded by good people. People that we like hanging out with. People that when we see, we're like excited to see and we're happy to see. Feliciano Balete. Maka. That's gonna be cool, man, when you visit there again. The next time, David, I haven't forgotten, when it's time for that rambutan from your wife's family, when it's time to pick that rambutan. David, his wife's family in Balete's got, I guess, a lot of rambutan, and that, Dazel loves rambutan. So does Leanna and Mom. So it's like, when their tree blooms like rambutan, they invited us to pick rambutan. We've never done that. We've always just bought rambutan. We've never picked rambutan from the tree. So we haven't forgotten that, David. So let us know when that tree's ready to be picked in Feliciano. Balik. All right, Balik. That's John, my friend John. Chicago, Al Capone ghost crime. Hey, that's the thing that I always equate when I see Chicago is Al Capone. I love watching all those movies and then all the documentaries. Then Al Capone, the gangster lifestyle back in the day. It's like, okay. Showing Reggie, all right, Reggie G, showing love from Hawaii. Low-key, word about this American-Iran war, though. Oh, I know, man. I'm keeping an eye on it. It's like, that is, I'm military, man, so, I understand it's always a worry, when war is never good, like all these conflicts are never good. You never know how they would escalate. But for me, it's like, I'm military, it's like, for me, whoever is the president, when I was active duty, was my commander in chief. Now, I just knew how to follow orders. It's like I root for America. It doesn't matter who's in charge. I root for America. So I guess that's the thing. Yeah, that's how I look at it. It's like I will support what America does because my military background. We just know how to follow orders and salute. That's how I'm trained my life, and even now that I'm retired, I still have the same thing. It's like. Whoever gets elected, he's the commander in chief. He gets to decide for us because he's the guy in charge. That's the way I look at it. 97 degrees in Chicago. 3 days to go. They wants to swim. I know. I could imagine. When it's that hot in the city. I can picture it because I've been to Manila before. I've been to Thailand before during like the heat of summer, and it hits different. Like the heat when you're in the city, when you're like enclosed buildings and space, it's just a different heat like down on the street. At least here in the province, even during the summer heat, you get the breeze from the ocean, from the rice fields, underneath a shade, underneath a tree. Here in Barakai, no matter how hot it is, you can sit underneath a coconut tree and you still feel a little bit of breeze. And you think fresh air. You at least breathe fresh air. JB Manalang, catalytic converter as palladium, which over 50% is mined. Oh man, that's cool information there, JB, man. Palladium. I gotta take a picture of that, man. I gotta read up on this palladium thing. I gotta see what that's all about and why Russia's got a lot of that. All right, I'm gonna take a picture of it. All right, I'll read up on that. That's cool though, man. Yes, bro. Catalytic converters are on the cars here in the Philippines. The USA has having problems with the theft of them and reselling them. Oh, okay. Because here in the Philippines, Michael, I'm thinking if they steal your catalytic converter, who are they going to sell it to? And I would not need one because whoever, I guess when it's time to inspect your car, but you know how that goes too. It's like, there's vehicles on the road here in the Philippines, tricycles and vehicles that are not roadworthy, but somehow they're on the road, right? Just like, it's just the way it is here in the Philippines, the way, And I'm sure, Michael, you've seen those vehicles that I'm talking about, like, how did that guy pass inspection? But, it is what it is. This is the Philippines, I've seen many many motorbikes, and I'm looking at like, man, is this gonna fall apart? But they're on the road. Same thing with cars. There's a lot of cars here that's like all put together. It's like broken mirrors, cracks on the windshield. No one light at the back only works. I mean, there's vehicles here on the road that none of the lights work. Some vehicles at nighttime here don't have headlights. In the province, it's just more, I guess, more relaxed. I'm sure you can't get away with that in Manila. You're gonna get a ticket in Manila, but here in the province, man, anything goes here in the province. If it's moving, if it's on the road, it's good. It's good. I've even seen people. This is the funniest thing. They're like the tricycle, like there's a trike, and there's a sidecar on it, and the sidecar is usually for if they're transporting a cow or a carabao, or if they're transporting. Or if they're transporting a big pig, to be auctioned or to be slaughtered or something. That's usually what they use it, right? But I've seen those on the road and they got people on it. Sometimes people standing on it. Sometimes people like just put like a bench. Sometimes people put like a plastic chair on it, and they're just sitting on a plastic chair on the sidecar on the road. And I'm like, oh, what's up? In the province is if it's moving, if it's on the road in the province, it's okay. It's like nobody's. I mean, we don't have highway patrol. We don't have police. I rarely see any police. Here in the province. It's like here in Barakai. I mean, you've seen the hubble here in Barakai. It's like the hubble. The guy like on his single motorbike. he'll take on 3, 4 passengers on his hubble hubble. There's gonna be a kid in the front, a kid behind him, 2 adults in the back, and he'll be riding the hubble hubble on Barakai. You know, nobody's gonna stop them. It's a province life, province life. Here, culturally, it's okay. You know, I know in the U.S., in a Western world, they're gonna be freaking out. You know, it's like, what? You got 3 kids on a motorbike, no helmet, wearing flip flops. You know, they'll be freaking out about that. But it's a different culture. You just gotta realize that here. Those kind of things, it's not, you know, it doesn't surprise us. It's like common to see here. Asia Now is a great channel to get latest. I think I've seen him. I think I see Asia Now, like who you're talking about. He looks kind of like, he speaks American, he's like English, but he looks like a foreigner, like Arab maybe, you know, like I think I know who you're talking about, Daniel. Alyssa. Hello, Alyssa. Vegas Will. Gino, have you done video on YouTube studio side? Like how's the pay, etc.? How's the pay? It don't pay much. You know, that's what I know. It don't, and you know, YouTube takes 30%. Anything donated at YouTube, they take 30%. But you know, I understand because they're the platform. They keep all the videos online. They keep everything going. So, you know, they have to earn their money. I'll think about that. You know, I don't like doing like financials and things like that. Vegas Will, because you know. Something negative might come into that. You know, I'm just all about positive, man. You know, it's like, if you ask me offline, I'll tell you how much I make, but I don't think I want to broadcast that. You know, it's like broadcasting how much money you make, I don't think it's ever a good thing. You know, it's like people sometimes view it as bragging, or people sometimes viewing, you know, different people. You know, it's like, I just don't think it's not good to broadcast how much your income is online, especially, you know, especially in the Philippines, man. You know, I don't want to attract attention over here for, you know. But if you contact me offline, I got all my contact information, WhatsApp, Messenger, email. I'll be happy to help you get that information. Sweet baby rays made me sick and highly spiked with blood sugar. Memorable. I haven't checked, man. You know, I'll have to check. Because I'm not diabetic. I'm not like a high blood pressure, cholesterol. All my blood work's always been good. You know, it's like I'm not. You know, I don't abuse things like sugar or anything. You know, so if I do sweet baby rays, I'll eat it. You know, it's not a common thing that I eat, but when I eat it, I eat it. You know, it's like I said, everything in moderation is the way I look at things. Like my coffee, I'll drink 1 coffee a day, maybe 2 at the max. Beer, I'll drink 1 beer, you know, but, you know, like I just learned, like, as long as everything in moderation, as long as I exercise every day, as long as I eat well, eat a lot of fruits, vegetables, less processed food, seems like to work for me, you know. Vegas Will, I'm on my way to see my 4 grandsons. All right, that's gonna be fun, Mom Janet, seeing the grandkids. Yeah, got to see your babies. Wow, that's so awesome. Not sure about loyal, more like addicted to your blood. Ah, thank you, man. Thank you, Daniel. JP, for sure we are one. Mitosis proves it until I hit the casino. Y'all on your own. Y'all on your own once you hit the casino. Y'all on your own. That's funny. JP, Gino, your channel took most of the worry away from the move to the Philippines for me. I am no longer worried about having a list of islands and towns to try. Oh, good. Thank you, JP, for the kind words. And at least, you know, like I said, JP, if you come here to Aklan Province, you have a friend in me right away that gonna watch out for you. I'll watch out for you. I'll guide you. You know, it's like if you have any questions, you know, I'll assist you in finding things that you want. And for me, I always tell people, man, it's like, that's so important. I think if you're planning to move to another country, is to find kind of like somebody that would sponsor you, that would assist you or help you, because it's hard. Like even for me, when I moved here to Barakai, when I got here in 2011, I didn't know a single soul here in Barakai. My first 18 months here in Barakai, just my landlord. But the one thing I found out here in Barakai, because people are so chill here, people got that island living kind of thing. They just like embrace you. When you move here, it's like you meet so many friends right away. I met, people that had same interests as me, that like mountain bikes. So we would take our mountain bikes to the mainland. We would island hop on our mountain bikes. And then I met friends, I knew a lot of musicians here in Boracay in 2011, 2012. Most of them, they worked at the Boom Boom Bar, several bars that they don't exist now, unfortunately. The bars, they were like mom and pop bars at the time. Now it's like the big hotel bars now are what's popular. But the Red Pirates was one of my hangouts. That's gone too. The old Boracay is gone. The mom and pop, bamboo, nipa bar types. Most of those are gone now. It's mostly corporate now. And then, it's like, but it is what it is. It's like I understand Boracay's got to make money, but they made me feel at home here when I got here to Boracay. Made me feel like, ooh, I found a home. It's like, it made my life a lot easier, the transition, because when I came here in 2011, I was 45 years old. My friends and relatives in the U.S. were all against it. They all thought I was crazy. They thought, what was I doing with my life? It's like here I was in the U.S. I had a nice house, I had a nice car, I had a nice job, or risk management coordinator at the hospital, at St. Mary's Hospital. I had a pension. They would think, the trajectory of my life, I was 45. If I worked till 62, I would have saved more money. More likely, I would have more money. But I was just not, I wouldn't say I wasn't happy. I was okay with the life, but I just thought there had to be more to life, because, I was on that American lifestyle that I had all nice things. I had, nice clothes, nice car. But it was like money was just coming out of me, like whatever I earned, I was just spending. I would take vacations at Cancun. I would go to Vegas. I would hang out with friends. But, at that time, it was just, I thought it was just right for me to try something different. And I'm glad it did, because it changed my life totally. I went from being a materialistic person to a minimalist, more a person that enjoys the simple things in life. Now it's like, man, my morning cup of coffee, I'm happy. My 7-Eleven brewed coffee for $1 makes me happy. I'm a totally different person from when I lived in the United States. And I was only able to do it because I had my military pension. I knew I wasn't going to struggle with money here in the Philippines. I could have never done it without a pension already and medical care, because I have a TRICARE medical insurance. RG, all right. Robert and Janine watching. All right, thank you, RG. Thank you so much, my friends. I chase good content. All right. Robert and James, hello. Greetings from Gino and Dazel. Please subscribe. It's free. All right, Jumpy. Have you moved or are moving? Yes, Mom Janet. JP is moving here. He's already like lining up to move to the Philippines. I agree. I have nothing in common with people flying on private jets and their celebrity opinion problems. They are miserable and boring. Controlled price they pay. Servers become a lifelong position, whether we are paid or not. Yes, I believe that. Thank you, Mom Janet. Is your chat jumped? Oh, my chat jumped. Okay. Is me not? Oh, all right. Sorry. I have to scroll. So sometimes it does jump. It was a great time. It's like a dog, because You age about 7 years, Daniel. That's so true, man. And I think that had a lot to play with my early retirement decision. The military definitely, because I was 37 years old when I retired from the military. I joined when I was 17, and I retired from the military at 37. But I just felt a lot older than 37. I just felt like I've been through the ringer already, after 20 years in the military. And then after working another 7 years at St. Mary's Hospital, I was just thinking to myself, man, if I have to work another 17 years, that would have been, most of my life just working, and I just thought, and then I start, you go through this life things, you start thinking about, what, your work, from military 20 years, 7 years, another 17. So, that's like 44 years of my life I would have been working. And then, what do I got left after 44 years of working? So that's why it made my decision. I was at least going to try it. When I went to the Philippines in 2011, even though it's a one-way ticket, even though I got rid of all my stuff in the US, it wasn't like if I was not successful here, if I came here and failed, if I had to go back to the US, it's not like I couldn't start my life in the US again, because I had my military pension. I still had family in the US, my sisters in the US. I got good friends would have taken me in, but I'm glad it all worked out. It's like back in 2011, and there's not this whole big YouTube thing. There's not a lot of people that you can talk to or watch their videos on how to do it here in the Philippines. So it was definitely like everything was a learning experience for me. That's why I like to share it. Because my 14 years here, I've learned so much. Not that I know it all. I know I don't know it all. I'm still learning. Hey, I just learned about catalytic converter today. I never knew what that thing was. I'm still learning daily, but I'm always just willing to share what I've learned. Like Mom Janet is saying, serve others. If I can help one person, serve one person, I'll be a happy man. It's like, if I can touch one person that I improve their life, or like JP was saying, it's calm himself to moving to the Philippines, make his move easier. Hey, that makes me happy. I'm doing my job, serving others when I do that. That's why that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me going. Keeps me doing this YouTube thing. Say it again. We serve risking our life, health, families. Say it again. I know, Mom Janet, right? Salute. Salute. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Mom Janet, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. God bless you. God bless you. Me and my wife take turns taking naps at night. Hey, I bet, Vegasville. We have a newborn and an 18-month baby sister, so we had our experience. Oh, okay. Well, that's good though that you did that. That way they'll be close in age. That way they'll be really watching out for each other. I'm moving November this year. My brother and sister want me to wait until after Christmas. All right, hey man. We'll be here for you, JP, when you move here. We'll be guiding you through the process. We're excited for your journey and happy to be part of the journey, part of your journey, JP. I was just talking to my friend in Iloilo City now. He moved to Iloilo City beginning of May. They first went to Cebu. They tried Cebu for about a week just to see Cebu. Him and his wife, they're in their early 40s. They're not even retirement age. They're from Canada. They have a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old, and they just want a different life. He's a digital nomad, so he can work anywhere in the world. So he picked Iloilo City, and he doesn't even have relatives. They don't even have relatives in Iloilo City. They just I kind of steered them there because I thought it was going to be a good place for them, for what they were looking for. I've had several conversations with my friend, video chat even before they came. I just thought Iloilo City was going to be a good place, and so far, they're happy. They're happy for their new life in Iloilo City. Their 7-year-old is started school at Ateneo in Iloilo City. Ateneo is like one of the premier private schools here in the Philippines. If you can imagine, their 7-year-old is not only learning English, school is all in English, but a 7-year-old learning Chinese, Mandarin. You know, it's like he knows, like I was talking to him this weekend because we saw each other in Rojas City. They were swimming by that San Antonio resort right in front of the Canadian Beaver, and we were just talking to him. I told him, man, if your kid learns Chinese, Mandarin, I mean, that's so much value to that moving forward. You know, it's like just the knowledge of another language, another culture. You know, it's like he's happy. He's happy with this decision to move to Iloilo City. Lifted my spirit for sure. All right. Uy, uy. Micah. How much, Micah, how much per day? This Airbnb, you can rent this Airbnb for 20,000 pesos. So that's about $350 a month. Not bad in my opinion for $350 a month. It's free Wi-Fi. You got free Wi-Fi, fully furnished, full kitchens, got a rice cooker, got a burner stove, a hot shower. You know, we don't even have that at our house, so that's been a bonus here that we got a hot shower. You do have to pay for the electricity, but you know, during the day here, we don't run our AC. They have these screens on here, screen on this door, like here, I'll show you. It's like a screen, so no insects or anything inside, no roaches, nothing. I mean, it's like nice inside. And so I know our electricity bill for the month, it's not gonna be more than 3,000 pesos, probably less, because we'll just run the AC, one small AC, we run it at night when we sleep. So you can do this Airbnb easy for like, with the rent and the electricity, 23,000 pesos a month, you know, about $400 for a month, you know. 20 years later, it's a zombie apocalypse movie, I believe. Yes, it is. We saw the preview because Dazel and I researched it, Edgar. I guess there was a movie before. I've never even heard of the movie. 28 days later, and then the other movie, 28 weeks later. That was the second one. And this is the third one, 28 years later. Not sure about it. I'll enjoy it because I was a fan. What was that show on TV? The Walking Dead. You know, I love The Walking Dead, and you know, I watched those series when I was still. I love watching all those Walking Dead series. So I like it, you know, and like I said, it's really not watching the movie, but I don't really care about it. I just like to be in a theater, cool, air conditioned. I'll get a big bag of popcorn, maybe like bring my cocoa water. I have a container, I can bring my cocoa water and just eat popcorn during the movie. I don't get to do that, you know. I mean, we got popcorn at home, but you know, it's not the same when you're watching on a big screen. It's just a different. And what's nice about the theater here in Boracay, when you watch a movie, the few times that Dazel and I have gone to the movie here, big theater, there might be like 6 people in there. You know, I would not be surprised if we're the only 2 that will be watching. Be feeling like a private show in a movie. Because, you know, like I said, nobody watches a movie in Boracay. Everybody's so busy at the beaches, at water activities and all that. Last thing on people's mind is watching a movie in Boracay. Congrats, JP. Congrats and safe passage. Don't worry, Mom Janet. When JP makes it here to the Philippines, Dazel and I will take care of him. We will make sure we guide him to the process here. Help him whatever he needs from us. You can call me JP. Yeah, that's why I start calling him, his handle's John P, but I start calling him JP because he told me I can call him JP. I'll figure out how to change it on here. On here, don't worry about it, JP. Sergeant Yu, thank you. Thankless job, but we will serve are made strong. Yes, definitely, definitely. For me, my military service, I think it just guided me the rest of my life. You know, it's really, you know, it's like I'm proud of my military service, 20 years active duty in the United States Air Force. And even after that, it's just put me in a good path in my life because what the military taught me, we were always volunteering for things, helping the community, and I just continued that. You know, it's like um, I was well trained, I guess. You know, it's like that mentality. You know, it's like always wanting to help people. Yes, yes, and I'll keep everybody know. You know, like don't be surprised if on my live streams. JP will be right beside me, and we'll do a live stream together because JP said he's willing to share his journey here in the Philippines, or at least updates. I'll update you guys, like Ruben. I'm always updating people of Ruben and Frederick. I'm always updating people about Frederick and Ruben's progress here in the Philippines. Like now, Frederick's been here a year now, and everything's going good. He loves his life in Iloilo. Ruben, he's been now since January, moved into his place in Calibo. So he's been here now 6 months. Now he's vacationing in Dumaguete City, having a good time, checking out the Philippines still. I tried to change it. All right, JP, I see it. I see it, man. You did it. You did it. Hey, congrats, man. I see JP. I see. So it's showing. All right. Edgar, I never liked the taste of beer, but I figure you like a good cold one. Yes, I do, man. I'm always been a beer person before, and you know, my military. I mean, military, man. When I was 20 years in the military, even in the dorms, even after work, back in the 80s. I guess my generation, back in the 80s, even at the hospital, every Friday, like around 3, 4 p.m., we had a loading dock, right? We always had a keg. You know, it was kind of like to end the week. You know, even though we're hospital, we're open. You know, most of us we didn't work on the weekend. So I remember I was just an airman, no stripes on my sleeve, and we would have a keg. And they would tap that keg, and we were just out by the loading dock, all of us still in our uniform, drinking beer. That was military. That was kind of like the hang, you know. And then as you move into rank, we had an airman's club, then we had an NCO club, and then a senior NCO club, and it was just common going to the military clubs inside the base. It's like tradition, you know. It's like I guess I'm a traditional guy, and I love beer, you know. So we would like Friday afternoon after work, whenever the shop is done, we're done for the week. Everybody goes to the club and have a drink a few beers at the club. So I've always liked beer. I've always been a beer person. But I don't drink, you know, as much as I used to, especially, you know, after, you know, my cancer diagnosis. Like I said, everything in moderation now. I'll have one beer once in a while, and that's good, you know. I'm good with that. You know, my health is so important to me, and I want to maintain good health. Yes, red. I didn't have a red horse because red horse is strong, Edgar. Red horse. They even have it on the bottle. It says red horse, strong beer. I would equate red horse to like malt liquor beer. You know, it's got a kick. That's why Filipinos love it. You know, it's like that's why it's very popular with Filipinos because it's a cheap beer that gets you drunk faster. That's why Red Horse is very popular here. Recently went to the movies and was shocked to see a large Coke go for $7. 950 per, oh man, no, but that's crazy, man. I know at City Mall Boracay it's 200 pesos, so that's about $3.50 to get in, and I get the discount again, PW discount. Mine, I think it's 170, so around $3 to get into the movies. And unfortunately, like I said, their food, their snack bar is closed now. It's just a ticket booth to get in and get in the movie. But like I said, I'm sure they'll let me bring food in there. You know, it's like as long as after you eat, you don't drop your food. You know, you get your trash out. You know, it's like I'm sure they won't have a problem with that. People always bring food to the theaters here. prime rib in roll is like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like a French, that's what I'm thinking exactly, Daniel. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, Daniel. In his service, God is means I serve God and God is means God is all. It's our creed here at. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Mom Janet. I just shook my head. I haven't been back since. Seniors, $5 went up in concession tax. Oh man. I'm hearing the same thing. I'm hearing the same thing from most everybody. How the prices have gotten ridiculous. Hey, bro, good job. Hey, thank you, Red Fred. All right, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed the live stream. Yeah, at the Canadian Beaver. It was fun. It was a great time at the Canadian Beaver. Very memorable. I already told Michael. I'm looking forward to second anniversary next year. It's like we'll go again. It was so much fun. May have small following, but we all chat guru smart. Yes. All right. And I'm learning from y'all. That's why I like it. I really enjoy it. I really, you all are smart people, educating me. HD, Mom Janet, Rev Fred, everybody's got so much knowledge here, man. You're both great couples. I look forward to hanging out with both. Yes, definitely, Rev Fred. Me too. I'm looking forward to hanging out. James is an adventurer. That's my baby brother. Yeah. I mean, he's cool, man. It's perfect for him, James and adventures, because he's an adventure. I mean, when I talk to him, he's always talking about, we gotta go to this place in Antique. He's always got these plans, to like visit new places. He's an adventurer. That's what perfect name for him. Then buy from Amazon. Book by Schlossberg. Return to the scene of the crime. A great. Ooh, man. I want to take a picture of that. Because I always like reading cool books when I have time. That's the thing, Mom Janet. Between YouTube and I got a balanced life. That's why I always say, Dazel's priority, Leanna's priority, Mom. Family's always priority. I try to do everything YouTube-wise, before 10 when Dazzle gets up, or I try to limit their exposure to it because I understand. You have, for me, I have to have a separation between YouTube and my family. They're the priority. Family's just second, and then our time with God. So it's a lot. That's why sometimes I have to take a moment. I like to read. So sometimes that is my time. I don't forget that though. I don't forget like the me time. I know how important that is. I've learned to where you gotta balance everything. Your hobby, like for me, YouTube, people I help on YouTube, my family, my relationship with God, and then of course like my me time. I gotta have my me time. Like time that I just like do stuff for me. So and with all that, it seems like I keep busy. I'm never bored. That's one thing. I'm never bored. There's a lot to do. Hi from Dutch Harbor. Ooh, Dutch Harbor, Alaska. That's awesome, man. I'm like a big fan of Deadliest Catch. Man, I'm like a big fan of Deadliest Catch. I watch everything on Deadliest Catch, and I know Dutch Harbor. I always see that. Dutch Harbor, Alaska. Love your vlog. How is the weather there? The weather right now here, it's the habagat season here in Barakai Island. In most of the Philippines, it's habagat season. Habagat means monsoon. So the weather during habagat or monsoon in the Philippines is like rain or shine. It's like sometimes together. But more rain, more wind, more rain. But we still get sunshine. That's the thing about the Philippines. Even during what's called the rainy season, like usually now, like end of June, all the way to December, it's called the rainy season. We go through like 18, 20 typhoons or hurricanes that pass through the Philippine area of responsibility. We still get a lot of sunshine. It's weird how a typhoon will come, last for 2-3 days, and then the next 4 days will be sunny, nothing but sunshine. But that's the Philippines. It's a tropical nation. So that's how, it's hard to predict here in the Philippines from from year to year, from July to December. It's just hard to predict the weather. It's like between the rain and the sunshine, it's like day to day. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes together. Sometimes the sun is up and it's raining. It's like the weirdest phenomena that I keep seeing here in the Philippines. But man, thank you for going online, Alexander Pons. I love the deadliest catch and Dutch Harbor. And Mike, I like his voice. He narrates the deadliest catch. I love hearing him narrate the show. Please subscribe. Thank you, Mom Janet. Michael C., you are right. I see a lot of cars that are suspect for LOL. I know, right? I know, Mike. I see it all the time. Some of the things I see on the road here in the province, Michael, and I've been here 14 years. Sometimes it still surprises me. I'm sure you've seen where the tricycle, right? The tricycle that in the sidecar where they put like the animals would have, like, instead of animals, they'll have like 20-foot, 25-foot bamboo, like stacks of them, and like the motorcycles like barely on the road. The bamboo's like hitting the back of the, and wait till they have to make a turn. I'm like going like, how is that dude gonna turn with that like a 25-foot bamboo pole? And then, of course, Michael, right? I'm sure you've seen it. Like at the end of the bamboo pole, a stack of like bamboos, like 20 bamboos, like tied together on a little tricycle. And on the back, they have a little flag. Sometimes that little flag's not even red. Sometimes it's like a plastic. Sometimes it's leaves. I'm like, that's not a warning device. I'm not. And then they're going along their own, and I'm following them in my car, and like letting them go, man. And I'm not gonna pass that thing because I don't want the